We got the fancy cloud dancers, just changing the names up top. And Chef Xedeon.
Alright, here we go.
Yep, here we go. We start with Fancy the Mobula, a nice easy name for me. I love it, with a Hades Top Gun, and then Top Tech Gatling Artemis, and a Artemis, it looks like Gatling, no, Flamethrower, sorry, wow, I was not expecting that. Artemis Flamethrower Bottom Guns moving into the Bangarang by Sputnik. It has that Mine Launcher front, as we talked about, a Banshee side, and a Gatling back.
Ship number 3, of course, is the Dragon's Rage, piloted by Xedeon. We have a Hwacha fish with the double-side Caro. And ship number 4 is the Reborn, piloted by Sunstrom. We have a Hades Mobula here with a double Artemis bottom. On the wings, we have a Gatling and a Flare Gun, as shots are already going out, as the Bangarang has been spotted, as has the Dragon's Rage. And the Fancy is trying to get some pot shots on the Dragon's Rage with that Hades. Now, it looks like all ships have been spotted, or at least there's a general idea of where everybody is right at this point, because the Dragon's Rage is unspotted, but they know where they are.
Yeah, but we already see some flares out, so that center cloud is just not going to do much.
No, that it is not.
We got some...
But at this level of play, though, when you already know he's down there, he's popping back up at some point. Granted, he might reposition, but they know where the approach angles are going to be. They know where they're going to go. I mean, granted, it's just a matter of can you stop him at this point. And Bangarang is looking right now to eventually make that move with that mine launcher. Dragon's Rage basically sitting there going, I'm waiting for you to make your move. It's just a matter of who makes that first aggressive move. Who gets that first hull break between the Mobulas? That could decide who makes that first move down low.
Yeah, no, it is just a ping-pong match between just a single Hades on each. There's not much follow-up going on. I think there's like an Artemis or two scattered beneath, but all you see are these giant flaming orbs.
Bangarang appears to be moving. Looks like they're going to flank as the Dragon's Rage looking to get a long-range Hwacha out. They're going to connect with some of those, but not picking up any component breaks.
So
is Bangarang going to move in? They're thinking about it. They're thinking about it. They're moving. Here we go.
Yep, here comes the initiation. Dragon's Rage taking that long-range shot, not getting much off of it, and Bangarang deciding, you know, that's where the opening is.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going in.
Dragon's Rage falling back towards the Bangarang here. Bangarang getting the approach that they want, but they realize the Dragon's Rage is coming in. They have to break off of the Mobula, hopefully trying to get that Hwacha into the balloon. They do just that.
Oh, a good mine hit initially.
Wow.
Onto the Dragon's Rage.
That was another good mine right there by the Bangarang onto the Dragon's Rage. A beautiful job by that pilot right there on the Bangarang. Of course, that is Sputnik just staying out of that Hwacha arc and keeping their mines in arc. Job well done by the Bangarang.
And Fancy, it looks like, winning the fight versus the Reborn. And now, some support coming in from the Bangarang, coming beneath it.
Oh, they could pay for it. Those engines are going out. Those guns are going out. Oh, but they do pick up the kill on the Mobula. Yep. 3 guns go out on the Squid, though. Is it worth? We don't know. We're going to find out here shortly.
Now they just have to stay alive while the Fancy just keeps pouring
good mine.
fire.
Good mine right there, trying to pick up that main engine. Did they pick up that main engine? I believe... I believe they got the turner. Fancy trying to surround the Dragon's Rage right here. This could be very bad for the Dragon's Rage. Reborn spawning in. He's got some distance to cover on that Mobula.
A lot of gunfire going in on the Dragon's Rage. Here comes out the first mine. Not going to be scoring any hits, but some good damage going in from the Mobula nevertheless.
Oh, this is very dangerous. Fancy needs to be very careful with that mine in play. They do rise up a little bit more, so they should be okay now. Bangarang might run into their own mine here. No, they'll just get around it. That one singular mine just threatening both red ships. However, the Dragon's Rage was hull broken. And Reborn moving in, but could it be too little too late?
Oh, okay.
There's a hull break once again on the Dragon's Rage.
Yeah, some good Banshee shots in, but not enough to finish the kill. And now the Reborn's back in, throwing out its fire, forcing the Fancy back, just zoning
Hull
him.
break on the Fancy. Yeah, hull break on the Fancy. Good job right there by the Reborn, making it at least a one-on-one between the Dragon's Rage and the Bangarang. At least they have a chance over there. Bangarang is going to peel off here. They're going to go for the Reborn, with the mine basically trying to disable the Dragon's Rage in the meantime. Bangarang going for the Reborn here. He could be getting the side flank here. Is he going to go for the back, or is he going to go for the Banshee? He's going to go for the Banshee first.
Looks like he's just getting in the way of the shots right now, and actually eating a lot from both the Dragon's Rage and the Reborn.
Yeah, 2 engines going down. Make that 3 engines going down to the Bangarang. Very dangerous spot for the Squid there. Dragon's Rage now has advantage over the Bangarang with those engines down. They can position themselves anywhere they want to go.
All right, engines are back up, but here comes the next volley lining up. Out it goes. Gun down. 3 engines on top of it.
Yeah, 3 engines. They're keeping that Squid disabled. That's going to give the Mobulas a 1v1 fight right now. That could be best case scenario for Blue right now, especially with the Dragon's Rage in such trouble right now with that permahull. A mine going out. Oh, that is a beautiful mine right there onto the Dragon's Rage. That appears to have been an incendiary mine. Yes, it was.
I have so much fire on the Dragon's Rage right now. But good damage going on the Bangarang. Getting some
hull break on the Bangarang. Yeah. Reborn now finally getting some shots in on the Bangarang. Oh, Bangarang just gets behind cover before that hull break happens. So no hull break onto the Bangarang, and they are safe. As the Reborn and the Fancy go back to their exchanging of Hades gifts. No, you can have the Hades. No, you can have the Hades. No, you have it. It's okay. I'm going to re-gift it and give it back to you. It's fine.
Yeah. No. Oh, here we go. Dragon's Rage going for the initiate now, throwing out shots on the Fancy. There we go.
3 guns.
3 guns down. It is a good start, but that mountain, they've got amazing cover to work around.
That's not necessarily a bad thing right now, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to remove the advantage right now that Red has. Red has positioning advantage because they were able to just basically hug that mountain. They're trying to shove the Mobula back so that when they decide to make their move Blue, if they can just shove them back a little bit more, especially the Fancy, they will have the advantage that Red had previously. Dragon's Rage is just trying desperately to push the Fancy back out of that cover. However, they don't know where the Squid is just yet, so they have to be very careful.
Break and taking a little bit of perma here, not getting any real shots in, though. Armor's back up.
Yes, it is. The Fancy's almost hull broken as well, but the Squid trying to block. They're not going to get the blocks in, though. The Fancy's hull broken, but no follow-up.
Oh, I'm knocking the mine out of the sky, just not leaving
hull break.
Around.
Hull break Reborn. A couple Banshees went in there. Both teams just waiting for that one opening. You can just sense both teams waiting for that one mistake, and neither of these teams are prone to making mistakes.
Oh, good.
So this could be a bit of a wait here. Yeah.
It's they're good pokes across both sides, but someone's gonna have to break the stalemate, and it's gonna have to be Chef Xedeon. They are down that kill. They have to make it up.
Not necessarily. If they get too aggressive here, Bangarang's just going to be waiting there with the mine. Uh-oh, wait a minute. This could be an unfortunate timing move for the Bangarang as Dragon's Rage pushing in on the Fancy. This could be very unfortunate. However, the Bangarang is correcting themselves very quickly. Are they going to go for the Reborn? Yes, they are. So it looks like, as you mentioned before, Dragon's Rage will be the one to make the aggressive move. They didn't have to do that necessarily. They had plenty of time to work with, but they're going to make the move right now.
Yeah, Fancy throwing out some good fire, but Reborn hitting Fancy.
Reborn could be in trouble here. Banshee's going into that balloon. That's a very dangerous spot for the Reborn to be. Do not be surprised if they eventually turn that mine launcher onto the Reborn. However, Dragon's Rage trying to set up. Oh, there's a kill right there by the Bangarang. 2-0. Dragon's Rage is in a lot of trouble right here with low perma. This could be a very bad spot for the Dragon's Rage if they do not escape.
If Bangarang can just keep him there for just a moment, I think Fancy can finish him off.
Bangarang lining up a mine here. Xedeon just getting out of range of that mine. As they pick up the front gun of the Dragon's Rage. And there they go, 3-0 in favor of Fancy Cloud Dancers.
Yeah, Fancy just, they knew it was coming. They prepared for it. I think, versatility is king here, and a front mine Squid just showing its effect.
That it is. And it's stopping the goldfish from absolutely having its way with all the ships. You always have to pause for a moment or two and think, okay, is that mine going to come out? When's the mine going to come out? Do we have the mine launcher down? What are we going to do about that? If the Reborn might want to consider, especially with those Artemai on board, they might want to consider trying to get that mine launcher out before having the Dragon's Rage move in, because that mine launcher is just working to deadly precision in all of these late matches in the tournament. They need to maybe reconsider how they approach trying to get aggressive with the Fancy Cloud Dancers.
We got Bangarang flanking in. Fancy holding its long range.
Oh, they're going to get a clean engagement. Clean engagement going to come in from the Bangarang. They're not going to be able to turn quick enough. Oh, hold that thought. I take that back, as the Dragon's Rage was waiting for it. Oh, they could get a mid-air. Oh, this could be deadly for the Bangarang if that... Oh, the Hwacha misses wildly. They had everything lined up perfectly, and they just missed the Hwacha.
Yeah, great movements by the pilot, but just not able to follow up with the shots. They took down the mine launcher for just a second. And now the Reborn getting tag-teamed here in between Fancy and Bangarang. Mines everywhere,
they are
making this a
Oh, there's the Hwacha. 4 engines on the Squid. That's what they were looking for earlier, and they got what they wanted. Now it should be advantage, advantage Chef Xedeon the rest of the way with all those engines out on the Bangarang. Dragon's Rage looking to stomp the Bangarang here. They do eat a mine, though.
Fancy goes down, though.
Chef Xedeon finally on the board with 1 kill. Bangarang in trouble with all guns down in 3 engines.
Just trying to limp away at this moment, delay some time. Engineer's going crazy over there, I'd bet. Reborn's not in the angle to fire, so it's just going to be a one-on-one for just a little bit. Oh, but it might be just a crush, and it is Dragon Rage just setting him down into the water.
Indeed. Chef Xedeon also here to play here, folks. They are an outstanding team themselves. Going down 3-0, they pick up 2 kills with not too much permahull damage. The Mobula, the Reborn, down about 25% permahull. The Dragon's Rage, just with the scratch on the paint job, no big deal right there. It's pretty much 90-95%, so they should be okay going into the next engagement. No real disadvantage so far. Maybe a little bit on the Reborn, but not much of one. And Dragon's Rage, meanwhile, deciding, you know what, we don't need any armor there. We can just ram into the environment, no problem.
And we're seeing the ping-pong match go back to Fancy and Reborn, and Bangarang and Dragon's Rage just having to decide how this engagement happens, how they initiate. It looks like they dodge through most of the Hwacha fire unscathed.
Indeed, indeed. And the Mobulus, once again, trading those Hades, trading those Artemai. Looks like who's winning this engagement so far? It looks like a pretty even advantage Reborn. Let's call it advantage Reborn with the 3 guns down, definitely. In fact, Fancy is in a bit of hurt right now. Bangarang might be forced into this engagement pretty soon if the Fancy continues to take that armor damage. In fact, there's the armor break right there. Dragon's Rage trying to get the Wild Watch, and they're missing wildly. Bangarang now has a free approach on the Reborn.
Yep, just trying to get set up. He's already throwing some mines around the Dragon's Rage, just something to slow him down.
Direct hit with the mine, though. Bad luck.
Yep. Oh, here we go.
Hull break on the Reborn. And Reborn backing up, trying to stay away from that mine launcher. Hwacha going out on the Bangarang. Only 1 engine, though. They do pick up 2 guns.
Dragon's Rage just trying to run interference, thinking the Reborn and the Fancy the Reborn will win that fight, but it's taking a lot of damage, armor down.
Yeah, they may not win that fight here. Dragon's Rage may not have a choice here. They may have to just go for the Fancy and hope for the best. In fact, they're going to do that right now, going for the Fancy right now, picking up 3 guns. The Bangarang, meanwhile, should have a clean engagement, a clean flank on the Reborn now. In fact, they're lining it up.
Yep, just backing up, setting up.
Dragon's Rage with a good job right there, forcing the Fancy down, getting the hull break. Fancy is hull broken. They might actually save this engagement, Night Blue.
Oh, good shots coming out from the Batarang. It's really down to which Mobula breaks
Watch
first.
Reborn, watch Reborn. Hull break coming on the Reborn. Banshee should follow up and get the kill. There it is, 4-2 red.
And now Dragon's Rage has to find a way to get out of here or kill both ships solo. I mean, it is 1 more kill for FCD, those Fancy Cloud Dancers.
Yeah, I don't know at this point. I mean, remember, that is a Mine Squid in play. You are not really going to escape a Mine Squid, especially with a Mine Gunner that is on the top of their game. That is a balloon break on the Fancy. Hwacha going out. The Dragon's Rage needs to be very, very careful here.
Dragon's Rage is going to fight it out. They know that they can't get away, so they're going to do everything they can to disable, lock down, but it's not enough. Armor is down on them.
Yeah, and this could be very dangerous. Oh, wait, hold that thought. Dragon's Rage is pinned up against environment. They need to be very careful, as there is a reposition by the Bangarang. The Mobula spawns halfway across the map. They don't have a choice in the matter. That's as close as they could spawn. Dragon's Rage with a double gap on them. This could be academic right here, as the Reborn pushing in with those Hades, trying to do the best they can, trying to pick up somebody, anybody. Fancy, it looks like, is their target right now. Dragon's Rage, hull broken once again. Flamethrower going out on the Dragon's Rage. They are in panic mode right now as the Dragon's Rage. They're almost down a sliver of perma-hull left on the Dragon's Rage. And there's 8 stacks on the balloon of the Dragon's Rage. It goes down.
Reborn.
Oh, there's a mine underneath the Dragon's Rage. Mine underneath the Dragon's Rage. A very dangerous spot for them.
Still Fancy pulling back. Bangarang just looking for the right move. Like, they can see the win, but they're playing methodically.
Dragon's Rage, hull broken. Dragon's Rage, hull broken. One Banshee actually would clean that up, but they cannot get it into arc. Oh, that armor goes back up. Oh, and there they go.
Oh, man, an intense first game.
And I know the score says 5-2, but that was actually a much, much closer matchup than the score would necessarily indicate. That could have gone either way going into that last engagement.